third finalist that we have coming up is Neal Vaughan. Neal, are you there?
I am indeed.
Hello, welcome.
Hello.
How are you?
Not bad, not bad. A little bit nervous, but
don't be nervous. Everyone's rooting for you here. Now, Neal, you say that your art is all about love of nature, and it's lovely to see all of that. Has there been a special thing, given that it's Valentine's Day, that nature has shown you today?
Oh, that's an interesting question. I mean, firstly, I feel privileged and humbled to be here. I think surrounding myself just for this event today on a Valentine's Day has really made me appreciate what I've got around me. And I think waking up with my family and knowing what I've got around me makes it, very special, I think, as a day. Yeah, certainly.
Oh, well, wonderful. I've thoroughly enjoyed looking at your artwork, Neal. It's been amazing. And let's just take a moment now to just see what the judges said about your work last time.
I suppose my art is about the love of nature and the love of process. Is the most important things for me, really. Looking at shape and colour and tone, and I just enjoy really the surprise that weather and light gives you. Really to sort of gain mark making within my work, and that appreciation of mark and line and light, and really that's me. Really.
What your work shouts to me is absolute consistency. And there's so much movement and fluidity within that work.
Yeah, I also loved his work because I think there is some confusion, and that confusion creates a lot of interesting tension and a lot of interesting things around it.
I absolutely love the work. I think it's brilliant. It's the kind of work which landscape work I'm always drawn to, not because it shows me what the landscape looks like realistically, but because it shows me what it is to walk through the landscape.
Wow. Well, that was a fantastic recap for the audience out there, and for any of the judges who didn't get to see or be on the panel last time. Now let's go to the judges and see what any questions they have for you, Neal. Sujata, what would you like to ask of Neal?
I'll ask the same question once again. Do you think that it's your original work, or you're inspired by something, or influenced by something, or you have seen something which you are trying to use it or handle it in your own way with your own thought process? How do you see it? How do you place yourself there?
I think being a plein air drawer and painter, I'm inspired totally by what's in front of me. I have to react to that.
Who did you say?
I have to react to that. I'm inspired completely by what's in front of me, being a plein air painter. So I draw a location all the time. I'm inspired by the light, the movement, and the colours that are in front of me. I draw throughout the year, whether it be summer, winter. I was out on Wednesday drawing the snow with the light reflecting off the snow and those wonderful colours. And I think that's my main inspiration. I draw inspiration really from what's in front of me. So I suppose it is completely my own expression, and it's very honest and very raw in that respect. Sometimes I'll come back to the studio and really look at thinking about recording journeys, but it's very rare. I'll quite often work almost predominantly plein air. Really thinking about what it's like to walk into the wilderness and to express that idea of maybe being lost in nature, being lost in your surroundings, being lost and looking at the world and responding to it.
That's lovely. That's great. Thank you very much, Neal. Dr. Richard.
Hi, Neal. I've been walking my dogs every day since last Sunday, and your drawings have been haunting my imagination because they just capture, as I said last time, so perfectly what it is to walk in the landscape. And it isn't just about the things you see, it's about the fact that you feel wind, you know, against your skin. You kind of, you smell things, you hear birdsong. That it's much bigger than sight when you walk through, and somehow your drawings capture it. Last week Sujata spoke about going bigger, and you kind of responded enthusiastically to that. I suppose the question for me is how you feel you might stop yourself becoming a one-trick pony. You know, the work is wonderful, but where do you see it might develop? Where would you like it to go? Because, you know, there's only so many tangled brambles that you can show me. And whilst I recognise that every day, every season is different, and so, you know, kind of when you're working on plein air, it absolutely can be different every time. You know, I suppose the question is there, do you see, you know, how you can take this in a different way so that you explore different things and respond to different things and start to look at things differently?
I think you're right. There is a danger of becoming almost trapped within your own expression. So recently I've been setting myself projects. So currently at the moment my work is about recording those walks. But recently what I've been doing is I've been recording music. So I'll listen to a piece of music, whole album, and actually draw my feelings about that. And I've been doing that with my students as well, really working with the idea of expression, of the idea of the expression coming from within you, of it being part of you. So I've been listening to music from local artists from Croydon, such as everything from Captain Sensible through to Stormzy. And it's been really interesting and really exciting to do that. I've been working quite large with those. I mean, especially for work of Stormzy, it really threw me because listening to the whole of his most recent album, the textures that were coming out of it, the layers, the amount of layers of music and expression and texture within that music really blended itself to abstract expressionism. So I think that's my next project. So yeah, I think it's about setting projects. So currently, yes, I'm recording the landscape, plein air, but my studio work is definitely moving towards maybe memories as a project, but also music, recording music. So I went to Blue Dot last year in Manchester and drew live the audience and also the musicians, then also took photographs. So I started working digitally as well with double exposures in Photoshop and just on Photo P on my phone, drawing the band, and then also taking photographs and then blending them together as well. So it's about moving my expression in lots of different ways.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Neal. We're going to go to Terry now. Terry, your questions for Neal.
Hi, Neal. Hi, Neal. You are clearly a very accomplished and talented artist. I love your technique and your style. It's both intriguing and engaging. The work for me seems to speak to maybe your philosophy, your thinking in how you see and reflect the world. And I like the fact that you're coming from quite an urban environment. Obviously, I'm an urban person myself, so I like to see that reflected in the work that I see. So my question to you is, to what extent are those urban areas your preferred landscapes, or just the convenient ones? Because of course we have a country which is full of green and pleasant lands, and we have a tendency to appreciate those, but I think you have got an alternative which to my mind is equally as valid. But I'm wondering about that comparison. You know, do you find yourself going out into the Kent countryside and doing similar work of this, or is it that urban environment that inspires you?
That's a very interesting question. I annoy and this is Valentine's Day, so I can say this, I annoy the family intensely when we go on holidays. deliberately plan days away when we're on holiday to record other landscapes. So when we went to Scotland, the family were sitting in the car because we were being attacked by gnats, and I was in Glencoe, and I spent most of the time outside the car in freezing cold weather in the summer in Glencoe, being bombarded with gnats, drawing the reaction to Glencoe. So I think that expression in terms of nature can be anywhere within the country. It doesn't have to just be urban, as you said. It's interesting because a friend of mine has recently been pushing me, or telling me to look at Dennis Creffield's work with churches. So I've started to tentatively look at building structures and working out how I can move my expression that way as well, and recording buildings and recording building structures, which has been a real challenge for me, from those kind of gnarly, broken up trees to something that's very, very structured. And I'm enjoying sort of a reduction method of filling a whole page full of charcoal and then gradually reducing it into lines and then drawing on top of it.
That sounds great. I mean, you are clearly an artist. You said you went out and tried to, I know you were painting, drawing snow. I mean, yeah. Only an artist would consider drawing snow, because it's, what can you do? But that to me sounds quite fantastic. And so it sounds to me like you've got some ideas about how you and where you're going to take your work in the future. Yeah. And is your sense that any one of those could take prominence, or are you just going to go with the flow?
I don't think let's go with the flow. I mean, recently, I mean, both myself and my wife, we run community art events. We've been doing community art workshops throughout lockdown, and encouraging our artist friends to do it as well. We also run an open studios event in Carshalton. And I think it's having surrounded ourselves with all those local artists and seeing what they do and responding to them, and having that network of friends is great, because you hear their ideas, you go, oh wow, can I work with you on that? And oh, you're inspiring me to go that way. So I think, yeah, it's going with the flow and seeing what happens.
Great. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Terry. That's fantastic. Neal, fantastic answers, and we've had some wonderful comments from the audience as well. Nicola is saying that she absolutely loves the freedom in your work, Neal. Kusam, great question by Dr. Richard, and an anathema for artists. Well answered, Neal. There may be some other questions that the audience may have, Neal, and I would hope, if you don't mind, if they've got some questions, if you would reply directly, if that's okay. Wonderful, wonderful. And so for now, we're going to take a very quick break, just for a couple of minutes in a moment, just a comfort break. But in the meantime, Neal, I would want to take this opportunity to wish you all the best, good luck, and happy Valentine's Day.